Hi there, this is Amanda Frankel with our Crafty Playdate, and I wanted to show you what I have been playing with here. I just did a Facebook Live. We had a horrible snow day last week, and I did a Facebook Live, and I made this card on my Facebook group, but I was worried then about my YouTube followers that they would not get a chance to see this great card. So I thought I would show you how to make it and what I used, and so let's just get started. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to do is take a piece of Melon Mambo cardstock. This is our standard card base size. So it was an 8.5 by 11. You're cutting it in half. So if you were to cut it in half exactly, there's your 8.5 by 11, right? And we just cut it down the long way. So now it is a card base, and then you're going to use a standard panel, and I will list the measurements here so that you can follow along, but this is our standard panel, and it's going to go on here, but I'm not going to glue it on just yet because I am going to wrap a little bit of ribbon here. So before I do that, let's do a little bit of cutting. There are no stamps at all on this card, but if you don't happen to have all of these framelits that we're going to use, you could by all means put a stamp here. It just wouldn't be quite as cute as mine, but that's okay. They don't see mine. I'm not going to send mine to your Valentine, I promise. And it'll also be cute. I'm just teasing you. Okay, so a couple things that I've used. I have used the Sweet and Sassy framelits, and you can see there are a bunch missing here. I've got them all piled up over here to show you. There are two different kinds of hearts in this set. There are 15 in this pack, and there are two different kinds. There are the regular hearts like this that nest, and then there are sweethearts. So the difference actually is when a heart is kind of curved in like this to a strict little point, that is a sweetheart, and this is a regular shaped heart, just FYI. You can impress your Valentine now. There you go. But we are going to use a couple of those, and we are also going to be using some cardstock from our spring catalog here. This is our Valentine suite here, Painted with Love, and this is the cardstock that we're using here. And the fun thing about this cardstock is one side of the paper is just a solid, not a solid, but I mean not metallic. It's just a flat paper, and the other side has metallic in each sheet. So for example, we've already cut this one out to show you, but you can see the metallic here, but on this side, no. So we're going to use a sheet of that, a piece of that, and then this is the paper that I just showed you there, right? We're going to use this one to layer up, and we're going to cut the U out also. Okay, so we have used the sweetheart shape. We have used this big one, the biggest one here for that. And then this one we used for this one here. And you can just play with the shape and size that you like, but I wanted it to cover most of my page, so you can kind of lay it out and see how that's going to look. I also, out of gold foil paper, I did this right here, this little tiny sweetheart. It is the smallest in the group of the hearts. And it is right here. So there's our little gold foil that we're going to put up there. And then there are a couple other framelits that we're going to use, and I'm going to show you those too. The U here is cut out of the same pattern paper that we used before, and it is here. It's in the Celebrate You framelits, Amazing, Celebrate, and You. And those are celebration items, so they are free actually. With a $100 catalog purchase, so you can look through your catalog. You can combine this catalog, this spring one, and your annual catalog to come up with the $100, but it's easy to do, trust me. And here's the U that I've already cut out with that, and I just used my Big Shot to cut that out. But look at this. If I were to cut that off right there, it is the word joy, and you could use the same framelit set for your Christmas cards. Okay, super useful. The lovely word here came out of, I cut it out of the gold foil also, and that came from a different die set. These are in your annual catalog, and they're called Lovely Words, and it's hard to tell what they are here, but this oval says friend. This one says hugs, the circle, and the heart here says lovely. Now, you can do a couple cool things with these framelits. They don't necessarily cut out your lovely is part of a heart. Okay, let me show you, because I'm just probably making it worse. If you were to take this framelit right here and cut it out, all right, there we go, and cut it out, just put it on there and cut it out like you normally would, it would do this and it would leave a negative. Okay, it's a negative space here and your word lovely. And that would be cute. You could cut it out, or, you know, you could just do it straight out of a card base. You could do the lovely and have something on the inside of your card. Maybe I'll make another one and show you how to do that later. If you want, all of these framelits also work with our nesting circles, ovals, and hearts also. So here's what I did. I took this heart, it's one of the regular hearts, not the sweethearts, put it on my paper like this, just nested this one right inside it and ran it through my Big Shot like this, and that made me come out with this. How cool is that? Now you could use that on a card too and come up with something cool. But I didn't want this heart either because I already had a heart. So what I did was I just took one of these pieces and moved my scissors, and I just snipped the lovely out. I just cut the lovely right out of that. Okay, there we go. Don't need you, don't need that. And then I had the word lovely, and I just poked out the centers here. If you were looking at my horrible nails, please don't. I feel so bad that I'm doing a video with my nails like this. But I assembled a snowblower the other day, a very, very heavy snowblower, and I did break my nails and haven't had time to get in and get that taken care of because everybody's been here. All right, so I'm going to start assembling this, putting it together. So I always lay it out first. So I'm going to lay that out like that. I think that's about right. This little guy is going to go on dimensionals. It's going to go here, but over the ribbon, I just want to make sure that I have space for my lovely. Okay, good. So now I'm going to glue him in there. I am using my liquid Tombow because I just am, because it's the bomb of glues. The bomb of glues is liquid Tombow. You know what? Yeah, I still like that side better. Okay, gonna go ahead and glue that down like this. And now, because I want my next heart to be over the ribbon, I'm gonna go ahead and work on my ribbon parts. Now that I have all my pieces cut, and I am just gonna lay them out down here. Can you see those? So that you'll see all the little parts that I'm gonna still use. I've got this. Good. Okay, so let me do this. I'm gonna bring in my bow maker. Again, I have bow makers available. They are not a Stampin' Up! Product, so they don't go towards your celebration dollars. But one of my customers' husband makes them for me, and I can get them to you fast because now I have a little bit of a stock of them. All right, if you want one, just send a message to, or just post a message below or send me an email, and I'll list my email for you here so that you can send me a message. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I am going to go ahead and tie this, and normally I would do it like this, bring this to the back, tie it, done. But because I want to add this little gold in here, I am going to do that right now while my bow is kind of half tied. I'm just going to hack off a piece. Generally, I don't hack off pieces. Hack off is not usually something I do. But I just want to do it this time. I'm just going to fold that in half. And I'm going to lay it right here, right before I tie that over the top. Okay, and what that's going to do is it's actually catching it. Can you see that's actually catching it in that loop that goes over the middle of the bow? I'm sure there's a little name for that loop, but I don't know it. All right, I'm going to pull it straight out from the ears. I'm going to adjust my everything here. You always adjust your bow before you pull it off your bow maker. Okay, I'm going to tighten, and then I'm going to slide it off. And now I can go ahead and cut it so that you can see how that looks, right? And now I'm going to tape it down. And you don't ever want to use liquid glue when you're putting ribbon on. You can use glue dots. They work okay. I just use Scotch tape because it's fast and easy. But you never want to use liquid glue because your ribbon is fiber. And if you put liquid glue there, it just gets gooey, just kind of gummy. Okay, there we go. I'm going to trim that just a little bit to make me happy. Good. Now I have to trim this side. This is like cutting your own bangs. You should probably not do it. You cut one side, then you say, oh, I think I'll just trim this right here and make it a little bit better. And opposite of good is better. So you always make it worse. You just keep trimming away. Okay, so now we've got that part together. I might as well go ahead and glue it on my base now because nothing else has to be wrapped. And then it just is a little more firm for me to work with. a little more stable. Ooh, went right off the edge there. Alrighty, so gonna stick that on like that. Good. And now I am going to use some dimensionals, and I am going to use the big dimensionals here. And I'm going to put two on here. I'm going to put one up here, and one down here. And what that does is it keeps it from teetering. So I'm going to have it straddling this ribbon. And what I really don't want to happen is to put it right on the ribbon, because then it kind of teeters. Okay, but I'm going to straddle it. As you can see, the ribbon's going to go right through here, right up there. Good. And now I am going to use another dimensional on this gold heart. Okay. I am making this a little higher profile wise, so you may want to consider not adding another dimensional there if you're going to mail it. If you're going to hand deliver it, preferably with chocolate, then you could do it this way. If you're going to stick it in a gift bag, you could do it this way. If you're going to try and mail it, you may not want to put a dimensional there so that it's not quite as tall side to side this way, so that you can get it in the mail without extra postage. It should still be okay, but just so you don't have any trouble. All right, and I am going to put a little bit of liquid glue behind this also. There is a great trick to attaching these using multi-purpose adhesive sheets that I will show you in a future video. But in the meantime, I'm just trying to get this out there because I don't want you guys to be left out from my YouTube channel. If you haven't liked my business Facebook page yet, you absolutely should, because sometimes I do post things there that I don't have time to make videos, but there are a lot more ideas there that we can share. Okay, that was quick and easy. If you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator yet, I would love to be yours, and I can show you how to get this set of dies for free with just what you're purchasing here. So send me a note, or you can shop on my store and I'll list it here, and I will be back with you soon to teach you some more tricks. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.